I've just seen my second red fox. I have one on this side of me. I have one on this side of me. Which doesn't surprise me. There's a lot of squirrels and a lot of chipmunks in here. But as of yet, no deer. Very slow on the deer. Oh, I want to sit tight and see what happens. I was just replying to a comment on my one video to my buddy from Maryland, Chip. And I just seen a doe busting out of the edge of the woods here. There was a nice buck chasing her. He stopped in the field. She went through the open field and he came out a little bit after her and he stopped. Then he turned and he went back into the woods. They're definitely chasing. I have some scent out here in front of me. Yeah, he pushed that doe out. I seen her busting her out of the woods. She was running. And then about a second after her, he came out. Oh, wait, I see another doe. I see another doe. She's right there. I just seen my first deer in the morning. First off, I seen a buck, a doe. She busted out of the woods over here on that point. And then a buck came right out of the woods after her, chased her a little bit, stopped and turned and went back into the woods. And then just a little bit further down, I seen two more does coming out. But they're not coming this way. They went that way. They went towards the other farm, the neighbor's farm. They didn't come up the hill. That's the second good buck I've seen in 2 days. So they're definitely on the move. Because he was chasing that doe. He was running after that doe. He thought he was going to get himself a little bit of action, but she had other ideas. All right, let's sit tight and see what happens. Okay. Just hammered a nice big doe with my muzzleloader. They were about, I don't think I got on video, I turned the camera on, but they come up on me pretty quick. They're about 55 yards behind my stand. There's a big group of them. There are 2 does, 3 or 4 yearlings, and a buck in tow. It's like, man, he's way out of range from my bow. I hit her pretty hard though. I already see where she's laying down. She didn't go maybe 35 yards and just fell over. She's in the swamp down there. But that buck was following that group of does again. He was a nice 8-pointer. But there was no way I was getting a shot at him. He was staying right with them, following right behind him. And even after I shot, that lead doe that I shot, she took off. And then even after the gunshot, he followed right behind her. And I grunted at him 2 or 3 times. And he stopped and he's looking around. And he just followed, he kept following the other doe. And that group of yearlings. There was a big bunch of those. You could see he must have been pushing them because they were all breathing hard. Oh, that's so freaking, that's so awesome. I can actually say that is the first deer I've ever killed in the morning. All the rest of them have all been in the evening. I think the earliest one before this was 3 o'clock. Well, that's my second doe tag filled now. I only have my buck tag left. Yeah, they came out across the clearing here. I seen them. They started parading out. 2 or 3 of them popped out, then another 2 or 3. And then they came across the opening, then the buck came out. And I waited to see if the buck was gonna come up, if they were gonna come up the hill this way. If I'd have got a shot at him with my bow, but there was no way, he was too far. But I've been hunting hard, and it was time to fill the freezer. I had a really great hunt the other day with my daughter. That was her first. She'd been out with me a couple of times. You'll see in the videos where we were looking for deer. We're after a deer. And she was out from dark till dark, sitting with me in a stand and stuff. So I decided that I was going to take the first legal deer when she was with me, just to get one under her belt. And last weekend we shot, it was a small doe, it was a yearling doe. But you know what? She didn't care. That could have been a freaking Canadian 12-pointer. And it wouldn't have been any different for her. That was a freaking fantastic on how it worked out. It worked out just perfect. I was super proud of her. She toughed it out in the cold and she stayed awake all day and she helped me do some filming and stuff. So that really worked out. And this doe is a little bigger. She's going to be a freezer filler. All right, I gotta get busy. It's time for me to get to work now. Maybe we'll be back for an afternoon set. Okay, let's go retrieve this deer. Gotta put her tag on it. You can see her laying from here. Ooh. Slippery. Some little buck rubs in here. I just seen that buck following these deer in, but he wasn't coming close to me. Okay, she was standing right in about here. I can see her laying. She's right there. That's as far as she made it. Okay, I got work to do. Alright, let's go get her tag on this deer. I gotta work through the swamp a little bit, but that's okay. I gotta make sure I'm going the right direction here. Let me tell you, it is hard to freaking blood track in these leaves. I could actually see the white of her ear where she was laying on the ground. Now into the swamp, sinking up to my knees. It's pretty swampy in here. And there she lays. There we go. Success with the muzzleloader. Oh yeah, heart punch. It's a pretty decent sized deer. You can see this is the exit hole right there. Big old nanny doe. There we go. Now the work really begins, getting her up out of this swamp hole. Alright, I am one happy camper. Worked hard for that one. Okay, my tag is on. Wow, it's swampy in here. My tag is on. It's time to go get the deer cart and get her out of here. Oh, it's so thick in here. But that's why the deer like it. Man, that happened quick. That happened quick. I'm just sorry now that my daughter wasn't here with me for this one. That makes everything worthwhile. Boy, I spent a lot of time in the stand this year already. I'm pretty sure my wife has already forgotten what I look like. Okay, I'm gonna bring my muzzleloader back. And then I'll come back with the deer cart. Cause this hill is freaking... She's in the same spot that I recovered that buck from last year. And it's brutal. She's gonna make me work. But that's okay. Actually, last year I had to use the ATV and the winch to get that deer out. Okay, back at the stand. Okay, got work to do. There's a big buck right there on the cruise. It's probably the same buck that just came out in front of me. He came right out of the woods here down by the pond. I just came back to the cabin to drop my stuff back. Yeah, there he is. He's in the tree line there. He's gonna go back in behind the pond there. Oh, I gotta get back in the tree stand. Honkers. I heard somebody shooting this morning. I don't think goose season is open, but I think duck season is open. Just coming back down. There's my ground blind. There's a deer right there. That's funny. See it right there? And if I swing this way, there's my ground blind right there. Ah well, too late. All my doe tags are filled. Now I'm after Mr. Buck. I'm back with the game cart. We're gonna try and get this deer out of here. You see, this is a steep hill. The biggest problem is that she ran into where the water is. It's real swampy in this bottom here. But we'll get it out. Man, it was a good morning this morning for deer movement. Wow, you couldn't beat it with a stick. Go this way. Up and over that log. This deer cart, my wife got it for me. You'll see it in one of my other videos. It is absolutely one of the best things I've ever got. Hands down. This thick stuff. Yeah, hands down, it's one of the best pieces of equipment I've ever got. Let's see if I can go this way. Come on, cart. Follow along now. Oh yes, the struggle is real. Okay, now we're into the swamp. Water. You know, as long as she hasn't got up and walked off, she should be right over here. Not where I left her. See, I've got the water. I'm not gonna gut this through here, it's a mess. I'm gonna get it out first. Sinking in the mud. Okay, let's see how our cart does. Let's get her loaded up. Okay, it's in the cart. See if we can get it out. This part I won't film because I'm going to be using two hands to hold this cart up this hill. Yeah, that was just as hard as I thought it was going to be. But we got the deer out from the hollow here. Whew, I need to work out more. Something. That's some hard work there. That's a successful morning. So when you get older and wiser and your body is beat, this is how you take deer out of the woods. Alright. Let's get it back to the truck and we'll get it field dressed. Be on our way. Love it when a plan comes together. Now all we got to do is find a cooperative buck. You know what? I haven't seen a decent buck in 4 weeks. And this morning I seen 3 of them in the space of 2 hours. They're definitely out chasing the does. Yeah, they're definitely out chasing the does. Alright, let's get to work. Alright, just before I gut her up, there's my entry wound right here. And quartered forward. Just came out right behind her front shoulder on that side. She's quartered a little bit away from me, but that really put the number on her. Actually, if you're listening in the video, after I shoot, you can hear the deer crash. Another tip I'll give you here. If you're in the Northeast and you shoot a deer, especially a doe, of course, and it's the end of October, start of November, keep these glands. You can cut them out, and this hair smells like doe and heat. And you cannot buy a better lure than that in the store, because it's a deer from that buck's local area, and she has that extra scent on her. Just one on each leg. What they'll do is they'll pee down their legs and then they rub these glands together, and then that gets deposited in the scrape. So this is like the best natural deer lure you can get. Just cut them out and put them in a Ziploc and freeze them or refrigerate them until you're going to use them, and you can use the Ziploc and hang them up in the tree. Perfect. And my apprentice. Come on, bulldog. This is why you bring apprentices, honey. So you get them to drag the deer out. Come on, you. You see how easy it is with the cart? Makes it easy. Like I said, one of the best things I ever got. Thank you to my beautiful wife for getting me that. Because she knew it was going to save my back. Now we get her down to the truck. Okay, I'm going to do a quick outro here. It's just after sunset. It seems later, it's just that it's raining pretty steadily. It's pretty dismal. Came back into the stand. After I got that deer out, took it to the processors. Actually, it's already processed. May come back to sit and see what I was going to see. I only seen I seen 2 deer on the way in, 2 does on the way in. I seen 1 more doe on the edge of the clearing here behind me, but I didn't see any bucks with her. But that was a great day. I seen 2 nice red fox this morning. I harvested that nice doe. I seen 3 good shooter bucks. I seen 1 shooter buck last night. By that buck I seen chasing that doe, that first one I seen this morning, he was a dandy. He had heavy beams, big thick antlers. His mainframe 8. Awesome to see that. getting dark now, about 6:30, so I don't have too much more time. I've got about 15 minutes left. Didn't see much activity, just that one lone doe. Boy, that rut activity came on today like a light switch. I seen that buck last night making a scrape, and he had a big rub close to the cabin on the farm up here. Oh boy, I seen every buck I seen this morning was chasing a doe. Even after I had shot that doe this morning, there was a buck following that group of does. And when I shot the doe, I grunted at him, and they're stopped down in the hollow behind me, and they're looking around. He's looking around, and then the deer didn't even know where that shot came from, but they were following along at the bottom. And he was following right behind him, and he wasn't leaving him. Yeah, he wasn't gonna leave him. Alright, that's gonna wrap up my second successful muzzleloader hunt. Now I filled all my doe tags, so I only have my buck tag left. If I don't fill my buck tag in what's left of archery season or the gun season, then I can use it as a doe tag if I want to in the late muzzleloader season, the late archery season. I can't use it as a doe tag if I'm bow hunting, but I can use it with my flintlock. Alright, time to head home, I think, and get dry. Been sitting in the rain for a few hours.